What's up everyone? XXL just dropped their freshman class 2020 list. Now there's a bunch of artists on here as you see. Polo G, Chica, Callboy, NLE Choppa, so many people. So in this video what I'm going to do is rank my favorites from number 13 on down to number 1. So let's get it. Guys, check out our back catalog here, Rap Philosophy. Hit that like button and please subscribe, hit that notification bell. XXL Freshman, you know, every year they drop this list, obviously. And every year they pick out artists who have breakout hits, right? It's pretty easy to find the artists who have breakout hits. Some build catalogs, some only have some breakout hits. And there's always a few artists on here that you just don't know who they are. Like, that's just what it is. Like, you just don't know who they are. So let's get to it and let's talk about it right now. My number 13, again, is an artist, I have no idea who she is. Chica. Straight up, they put an artist named Chica on here. She's a female rapper. There's a bunch of female rappers everybody knows. Doja Cat, Sweetie, Mulatto, who else? I mean, there's a lot on here, but I think they chose them last year. So I guess they ran out of female artists. Chica's on here. Don't get mad at me because I just don't know who they are. At least I'm going to keep it 100. But she's my number 13 because I don't know who she is. She dropped, and in terms of popularity, her top song is Songs About You and Industry Games. You could go check her out on Spotify. Just search Chica. She's my number 13. My number 12 is going to be Fivio Foreign, or is it Fabio Foreign? Don't get at me. Again, he's one of the artists that I've only recently kind of heard about, especially through like Vlad interviews. Like, I didn't know much about him, but when you search him up on Spotify, you'll see that he does get some streams. So they put him on here. He's coming up for New York. So, you know, again, since 6ix9ine's, I don't want to say demise, don't get at me, but since he's kind of like going off to this other tangent, you have these new artists coming in from New York they got to put on. Fivio Foreign, one of his top songs is Move Like a Boss and Big Drip. I like his sound. He's good. He has that New York sound. You can check him out. But again, good streams, but not super popular. So he's my number 12. My number 11 is an artist with a breakout hit. Callboy, or is it Cowboy? I don't know. But his top breakout hit was Envy Me. That was one of those breakout hits that were just, you know, just went viral. So again, XXL always has these artists on here that there's just artists that who are building these catalogs, and there's artists that just have a few, you know, breakout hits. But I guess they run out of, you know, if you're gonna put 13, you know, new rappers on here, it's hard to have people who have this huge, great classic catalog. So my number 11 is Cowboy because of Envy Me, a song called Chariot with Meek Mill. Envy Me was really the nice hit. My number 10 is a similar artist like Cowboy. I'm gonna put my number 10, Baby Keem. Now, Baby Keem is my number 10 again. Is on the lower end of this list because, again, another artist that had a crazy viral hit, Orange Soda, and then a second song called Honest. Now, Orange Soda, I think, was, to me, one of the top, like, I mean, if you put it across all songs on this list, it's one of the most viral songs. But again, he's an artist that didn't really build the catalog. I hate the fact that these artists, these new rappers come out and here's their chance. They're on the XXL Freshman list. Let's see if they're gonna, you know, come out with new music to keep it going. But Orange Soda was one of the best songs of, I guess 2019, or did it come out earlier? My number 9 is going to be Lil Keed. Lil Keed, again, is one of those artists I only heard a couple of songs from. I'm gonna keep it 100. He's not an artist I listen to a lot. But if you search his music, you'll see I had to do a mix of who I heard of, who I didn't hear of, and popularity. He does get streams. So he's my number 9. His top song is Snake. He has another song called HBS. Moving on to number 8 is a female rapper called Mulatto. I put Mulatto as my number 8. I actually think Mulatto is really fire, and I think she could rap really, really good. You know, whenever you have a female artist or a female rapper, or any rapper who can rap but also do some popish kind of stuff, like, it's cool. Like, you got Cardi B, she raps, but then she could push to that pop level, right? And you see Megan Thee Stallion kind of doing that now. Mulatto, again, she's one of those, like, she could actually freestyle. You could find I forgot what song it was, but there was one song where it was dope. She was like talking to herself on the couch and rapping to herself. I mean, it was insane. So I'm happy they put her on this list. I think she definitely deserves it. She's my number 8. Her top song is Bitch from the South, and she has a song with Gucci Mane, Muwop. I wasn't crazy about Gucci Mane on that song, but the song itself is dope. Mulatto, my number 8. So definitely she's an artist to look out for. Now's her moment. Number 7 is going to be, I put as my number 7, 24 Golden. 24 Golden is another one of those artists. He had only a few breakout hits, but he had a little more breakout hits. He also got on, Lyrical Lemonade, which was good. Things like that put him on. Valentino, his top song, was like insanely viral. Probably the most viral out of every breakout hit on this list. Maybe not every single one, but one of the huge breakout hits was Valentino. Again, he had another song called City of Angels, and City of Angels was really cool because it had this, it's great when you have an artist who raps, but then they make a song that sounds a little like cross-genre. City of Angels was one of those songs. He also had another song called Mood. Those are his top songs. So 24 Golden is my number 7. XXL put him on this list. I think he definitely deserves it. Number 6 I put on here that they have is Jack Harlow. Clearly they're going to put Jack Harlow on this list. But again, Jack Harlow to me is an artist who didn't build a great catalog just yet, but obviously What's Poppin' came out. Everybody knows that. It went crazy viral. So you got to put him on here. He's got a lot to prove, I think. I mean, he's a good artist, but I think he has a lot more to pump out. Moana was a great song that was featuring G-Eazy. I think it was actually G-Eazy's song. I'm not sure whose song it actually was, but it was a great song. But I don't like using songs that have other features on it as a top song. Now, moving on to my number 5 on the list. Who's my number 5 from here? Now we're getting into the hot artists. We're moving away from artists who have 1 breakout hit, 2 breakout hits to those who keep going. My number 5, and this was hard. My 5 to 1 was really hard because I love them all. My number 5 is NLE Choppa. NLE Choppa, to me, is an artist. He deserves to be on the XXL Freshman list, and he deserves to be the top. His top song was Camelot. Who doesn't know Camelot? It's like when you just watch him come down and do his little dance. I mean, Camelot, like posted on Camelot with, oh my, like it's like crazy hit. Walk Him Down was really well done. Almost sounded like a Travis Scott song. Shadow Flow. NLE Choppa's dropping music. Like he's dropping and you're following him. We're watching him. Like other artists, we're waiting on them to drop more. Waiting, but NLE Choppa's dropping. Him. Now let's move on to my number 4. My number 4, I had a hard time between NLE Choppa and my number 4. But the reason why I put this artist on my number 4 is because he has, no pun intended, a wave coming up. Rod Wave is my number 4. Rod Wave has a wave in 2019, 2020. Hard on Ice, Rags to Riches, Girl of My Dreams, whatever Rod Wave touches turns gold. Rod Wave is one of those artists that has a fan base, a strong fan base, a strong following, and music that is well liked. It's softer, it's sad, it's depressing, and people like that. He puts emotions in his music, and that's hard to find, while a lot of people front nowadays in hip-hop. So I put Rod Wave as my number 4. Now, do I listen to NLE Choppa more? Maybe, but Rod Wave's music, he's more popping in the sense, like, to me, it's getting close to a YoungBoy. You have artists like NBA YoungBoy who just have this, like, built-in organic following. Whereas you have other artists that are constantly promoting and trying to market their music. You have like YoungBoy who just drops, everybody gets on that. Drop 10 million views because everybody's into it. Rod Wave is an artist that he drops and his fan base just flocks to the music. So that's why he's on my number 4. Now, as we get to my number 3, 2s and 1s, this one was more difficult. But my number 3 is an artist who kind of stays to himself, but I think he's well deserved to be at the top of this freshman list. Polo G. Polo G's breakout hit, Pop Out, was an amazing song, and his verse is well known on the song. What's crazy is I believe it was featured with another artist on there. I won't say his name because we're going to get to it soon. Polo G, Pop Out Through the Storm with that baby sound, that baby thing in the back. I don't know what you call it, Through the Storm. 21, Flex featuring Juice. I think Polo G was featured on Juice's new album, Rest in Peace. Polo G is an artist who could freestyle, is an artist who has things to say, has important things to say. Again, freestyle's really good and can put out just dope, fresh music. Polo G is number 3 on my list and well deserved. Now we get to my number 2. My number 2 is really my number 1, and I'll tell you why in a second, why he had to be my number 2. But right now, this artist is my favorite artist of 2020, of the current time, of the current moment. I think he has the hottest sound, the strongest wave, and so much potential is Lil TJ. Lil TJ to me is my favorite, one of my favorite artists. He's on the freshman class 2020. He's my number 2 on this list. FN, you can't mess with that song. Like nobody could touch that song FN. Nobody could touch that song FN. Pop Out, again, that was his song. He was featured. Leaked, Hold On, Zoo York featuring Pop Smoke. If you go and listen to Lil TJ's first album, it's very rare that, like, a lot of people on this list, they drop viral hits. Lil TJ dropped his, I'm not sure how he got put on, but that album, his first album, was insanely fire. Like, you could just, like, listen to that album through and through. He has some slow songs, some songs for the women. He has some hard songs. He has some, just fresh songs. Lil TJ, I just love that album he put out, man. I don't know, I'm just a huge fan of Lil TJ, man. Before the pandemic, I was gonna go check him out live, man. But he's one of my favorite artists right now. Lil TJ, my number 2. Now, let's get to my number 1. I have to be honest and say that I think Lil TJ was my number 2. But the person who's my number 1 is not in this photo. And the reason why he's the number 1 is because XXL said that this artist is secretively on this list, but they couldn't photo shoot him because he unfortunately got murdered and passed away. Pop Smoke, number 1. They couldn't do the photo shoot with him, but they have a secret interview they're going to release of Pop Smoke. So he's definitely my number. I cannot put Pop Smoke as my number 1. I can't. Rest in peace. He passed away. Pop Smoke is another artist that I followed late in the game. I didn't want to just jump on the wave. I was like, yeah, Dior is a dope song. It's a party song. It's nice. But I didn't really know his catalog too well. 50 Cent comes and executive produces his deluxe album in 2020 after he passes, and this album is just insanely dope. You can listen to it through and through. Whenever you have a rap album, man, you can just listen from beginning to end, man. That to me is like so worthy because there's just so many rap albums, unfortunately, where there's just 1 or 2, 3 breakout hits, and the rest of the stuff just isn't good. Pop Smoke has really good songs on there. He has a song on there that I don't see talked about a lot, but it's one of my favorite songs. I think it's called Make It Rain, and it's featuring Roddy Rebel. Roddy Rebel, who did a verse out of jail on that song, who went to jail with Bobby Shmurda because of that incident. But, beside that criminal side of things, I'm not excluding that. Roddy Rebel's verse on that song is insanely fire. So check out that song, Make It Rain, featuring Roddy Rebel. So that's my number 1 Pop Smoke. Let me run it back, guys. So with all the artists on the XXL Freshman class, and stay tuned because what I'm gonna do is I want to talk about the 2 artists that I think should have made it or will probably make it next year. So my number 13 is Chica. 12, Fivio Foreign. 11, Cowboy or Callboy. Number 10, Baby Keem. Number 9, Little Keed. Number 8, Mulatto. Number 7, 24 Golden. Number 6, Jack Harlow. Number 5, NLE Choppa. Number 4, Rod Wave. Number 3, Polo G. Number 2, Lil TJ. And number 1, Pop Smoke. Rest in peace. The 2 artists who I'm disappointed didn't make it, or did they make it last year, man? I might be wrong. Ian Dior, did he make it last year? I now don't even know. Ian Dior, the Kid Laroi. The Kid Laroi, man, oh my God, 2021, he's definitely going to be put on. Guys, that's been my list. Tell me, what do you think of my list? Let me know. Tell me in the comments below. See you guys next one. Hit that like button and subscribe. Peace.